At this time, we are going to ask our father of the groom to the microphone. Please give him a round of applause. Mr. Metro.
But I know my son and my great new daughter-in-law, Cindy, are very happy that all of you came. And coming up to this date, there was just a little bit of ups and downs, and a little bit of stress, because the both of them wanted to make sure that everything was okay for everybody, that it was a good party. And I think that that speaks pretty good volume about who my son is and Cindy is, because John Michael is always concerned with the way other people think. One of my son's strengths and weaknesses is that he has an inability to say no. And Cindy was very concerned about this day, that everything went right, that both families would be happy with what happened. And so I thank them for this great invitation and great party. We're very blessed tonight for a couple things. If you have a complaint about the food, Ami picked the chicken. And Ami tasted about 8 chickens, and I must agree, at the end of it, I kind of agreed with her that that was the best chicken. As far as the cake, my future daughter-in-law, with her history of her family, considers herself in that bakery line, so based on her mother's great strength. So Cindy picked the cake. Not John, but Maria picked our DJ. I don't want to call him a DJ. He's a family friend and an unbelievable DJ, unbelievable father, which is even better. And so I think that I know the music will be great. So now I'm supposed to say something to my son and daughter. It's interesting, you know, John is John Michael. As he's gotten older, he wants to be John. So I thought I'd just give you a brief thing on how that happened, John Michael. I was riding down Peterson Avenue in front of Mather High School in the late fall of 2011, and Maria told me that she was pregnant.
2011?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Senior moments, I told you. 1974, the fall of 1974. So she said, "You're going to be a father." And I couldn't believe it. I'm driving in a car and she's sitting next to me and she tells me I'm going to be a father. And the interesting thing is, when I thought I was going to be a father, I thought I was going to have 3 sons. And so Maria and I never did a daughter's name until the 4th one. So we were just concentrating on a name. So first thing she tells me is, "I don't want it to be John." I'm really excited about that my first son won't be John as an Italian. So then she says, "Well, we can do John, but it's going to be J-O-N, not J-O-H-N. And then she says, "Well, maybe it should be Jonathan. You know, we don't want John. I don't want to say John and John." I said, "Can I at least have John? J-O-H-N. Take the middle name." She says, "Fine, I'm taking the middle name." So she says to me, "The middle name is going to be Brandon." Now, mind you, I'm Italian, my wife is Puerto Rican, and my son is going to be called John Brandon. So I said to myself, you know, I'm not going to fight my wife, because I know that people who know Maria, she's very flexible when she makes up her mind. And she said it's going to be Brandon. I said, "Fine, it's Brandon," right? So, unbelievable, in 1975, I went into the delivery room, one of the first of all my friends, I think,
Pioneer.
to be into the delivery room. I thought my father was going to die. He called me up and ripped me up. "You don't belong in that room, that's for women only." So we go to the hospital at 6 in the morning, their water bag breaks. Nothing happens. I watch the Cub game, you know, I don't even know who won. And at 6 o'clock at night, the doctor comes in and tells Maria, "You're going to have a C-section." And Maria, again, very easygoing woman, said, "Are you out of your friggin' mind? I've waited 12 hours to have this kid and you want to do a C-section? Not happening." So with the use of forceps, out comes John Brandon. So as John Brandon comes out, the doctor says to Maria, who are her friends, "What's his name going to be?" She says, "John Brandon." The doctor says, "Brandon? Brandon? You're Puerto Rican, your husband, that's an Irish name." Whatever, right? So I go home so happy that I have a son, and at like 11, 12, no, the next morning she calls, she says, "Oh, back then, they're coming in, they want the name. We can't do Brandon." "Oh, really? Really?" She says, "Think of something." So I said, "It's Michael." On my mother's side, Michael is a very treasured name. It was my grandfather and a cousin named Michael. So I said, "It's Michael." And of course, it wasn't going to be John in the house. It was going to be John Michael. So, if anyone deserved the name John Michael, it was definitely my son. It was interesting, you know, here we are at a marriage, a wedding, we've been to them. Some of us have been married anywhere from 1 year to, I'm 42 years. Is somebody else higher than 42?
Yeah.
Who? 43.
46.
46. Congratulations.
45,000.
Yeah. Don't ruin my train of thought here. I'm and so we've been to these weddings before. All of us have gone to weddings. We make our judgments, good, this, bad, that. Hope they make it, hope they don't, whatever happens. And you know, the one thing we sometimes make as a comment, whether it's marriage or our vacation, now that we're older, or at least those of us that are older, we say, "I wish I would have known then what I know now."
Yeah.
And yeah. And sometimes that's a good thing or a bad thing, whether it's a career or marriage or your vocation or family or whatever. And you know, love has many definitions. We've heard some of the sayings today. But love isn't a feeling, because if it's just a feeling, where does that go? Because I guarantee you, John and Cindy, there are days, some of us can tell you, where feelings aren't very good for each other. So it's much more than a feeling. Some of the vows today that were kind of missed were in sickness or in health, rich or poor, or what's the other one I'm going to bring? Yeah, it's so bad these days. You know, when things are going well and the job is going well and your partner, everything is good, that's easy stuff. That's very easy stuff. It's when things don't go well. The job doesn't go well. The family's mad at you. The daughter's this. The boss isn't good. Whatever. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And that's when love comes. Love isn't a feeling. Love is a choice. Do you choose to love each other every day? Not that you're going to feel good some days. It's not going to happen. We're humans. We have our good days and our bad days. And a lot of things come into our lives. But it's a choice. Do I choose to love my partner every day, good or bad? And so at the end of the day, you know you're with each other and you can support each other. And you don't go to bed mad. You know, there are going to be times when you're mad at each other. But it's not a feeling, John, Cindy. It's a choice. And I applaud both your choices. It's my oldest son. Greatest day of my life, June 12th, 1975. I'm sure one of Mary's highlights was December 13th, 1981. All right?
Oh, man.
What a great mother to be by your side, good times or bad. That's a definition of love. The only thing my son has done over the years that I have no idea why he does it is love Radiohead. Oh my God. I have tried so hard. You know, to see your son play guitar, your other son play the drums. Of course, according to his mother, Robert is the best drummer in the world. Why he likes Radiohead, I keep trying to tell him to play Metallica. He just doesn't do it for me. Right? But anyways, the both of you, it's a choice. You made great choices. Now you have to make that choice every day. I tell you, know now then what I know now. You know now that you love her, and 40 years from now, you still love her the same as this day. This isn't the end of it, because you've been through, whatever, ups and downs to get to this day. This is a great day, but it's just a start. Unbelievable what's going to happen, and some of them won't be great, but you will persevere for that. It's the proudest day of my life to see my oldest son get married. Unbelievable that I have such a great daughter-in-law. I thought after Megan I would never get a great daughter-in-law again. Now I have two. I'm very happy. So raise your glass. Yay. Toast John Michael. Always the best to my son and to my new daughter, Cindy. Cheers. All right. There's no priest, and I somehow got to ask this, but we thank God for our many blessings today. John and Cindy are very thankful that all his friends and family are here and his great business associates. My son works for a great man who happens to be a John. I have great nieces and cousins that are here. My nieces are unbelievable people. My cousins are, you know, the good Italian and Spanish traditions. They have great cousins. I hope that continues. But here's to John and Maria. And God, thank you so much for bringing us all together today. And please protect my son and my daughter. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, our father of the groom. Enjoy your meal.